This episode needs no introduction. Just watch the last one and see why it was cut off really roughly and stupidly so you can find out exactly what's going on here. I don't want to explain it to you again, I'm sorry. Oh, Jack, you're okay. You know, Prince Kamali's been asking me all about your adventures, Jack. I can rest easy now that I've seen you safe and sound with my own eyes. Prince Kamali's turned into a fine young adult, hasn't he? Recently, he's even begun doing things on his own without my guidance. Every conversation still ends up centered on you, though, Jack. Watching Prince Kamali grow up fills me with pride, but it makes me a little sad as well. I wonder if this is how a mother feels. Oh, but just listen to me go on. How weird I must sound. Well, I'd better continue practicing so that I can be useful around here, too. Performing music like this is an important duty of an attendant. Hey, is that the Wind Waker? Wow, Jack, will you conduct me? I wonder how I'll do. Here's a point where you want to use the Earth God's lyric that we learned last episode. Once again, if you don't know what happened that episode, go watch it. It's your own damn fault if you haven't. Why are you watching this, then? It's a serious business. What a mysterious song. It sounds so familiar. It's almost as if something I've forgotten is trying to be remembered. Just now, a sage spoke to me. She spoke so gently. There's something that I must do. Jack, thanks to you, I've been awakened to the knowledge that I'm a sage of the Earth Temple. There's actually something that I can do to help this world. It's incredible. I bet my teacher knew all about this. Jack, please, you must take me to the Earth Temple. We must hurry and wake the power to repel evil that sleeps within the Master Sword. Let's go now, quickly and quietly. Oh, Kamali, I just want him to remember me as a simple attendant. On a side note, a lot of people seem to like the bit of music that just stopped playing right here. The remix of Dragon Roost Island, which is kind of calming. It's a very popular theme, strangely, even though it's very subtle. Anyway, story time is over. We're getting back to... Oh yeah, she follows us on her boat now, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, once you get to the Earth Temple, she's gonna leave it. So that's just like a cool feature that you can only do now. Oh, and really, the King of Reliance was blocking me from getting into Beetle's boat. The reason I'm trying to get into Beetle's boat is obviously so I can kill him with my Master Sword. No, it's because we have a lot of spoils that are really no longer useful, and I'm just going to sell them off as long as I'm here, as well as buy anything that I think I might need. I know we need more bombs. Also, we're getting close to getting 30 points, so soon you'll get to see what Beetle's points do, due to all the things we've bought. We also need some more bait. And now I'm going to sell him the spoils from our spoils bag. First off, we don't need golden feathers anymore, or joy pendants. And I'm not really going to use the skull necklaces for anything else. You can use them for a crappy minigame. so you get minimal amounts of money for them, but it's better to sell them away than to just have them sitting there being kind of useless. Usually each thing is sold for like 3 to 5 rupees a piece. The one thing you do not want to sell, do not sell your Knight's Crests. Do not sell them. Keep them. The reason for that is because you've been saving up 10 of them for Orca, particularly. In fact, that's where I plan to go, as soon as I can find my boat. How do you get all the way over there? Whatever. As soon as we get back in the boat... Please, okay, thank you. At least Medley doesn't block you from getting back in the boat. That would be a hazard. We're gonna warp to Outside Island, post-haste. In other words, right now. It's also actually pretty convenient because the Earth Temple is located just one square to the right of Outside Island, where it's marked blue on the chart there. Spoiler alert, the Wind Temple is that other blue mark on the chart. I mean, the King of Red Lions did tell you that he was going to mark them on the chart, but the reason this part of the game sometimes confuses people is because it's not immediately clear how you're supposed to be able to get into either of those to learn the songs. After that, finding the sages really isn't too tough, because there are only so many major characters that we met along the way. So this is pretty awesome, finally coming back to our home after a while. There are always long gaps between visits, but we always come back a lot stronger. So poetic, almost. Anyway, time to visit Orca. I'm afraid that I'm not going to drop by Granny's because we have all the soup we need. Yeah, I don't really think we need any more. It's fine as it is. You can only have one bottle at a time. So make sure you have the 10 Knight's Crests. That means 1 from the Tower of the Gods, 1 from the chest in Dragon Roost Cavern, 1 from the chest in Forbidden Woods, and the other 7 from each of the Dark Nuts in Hyrule Castle. If you miss a single one, you won't be able to do this because there are very few Dark Nuts up to this point in the game. Although more are going to start appearing around this point. But this is like the earliest we can get it. No, actually we could have gotten this before the Forsaken Fortress, but right before Helm Rock King is the earliest you can get it. So anyway, here's how it's done. You hold up B and basically just wait for a spin. When you get that power, let go. And this is what you get. Massive attack. It's the Hurricane Spin. This is the only other sword technique you learn. It's amazing. But it takes up magic power. Amazing, Jack! You did it! You have mastered the Hurricane Spin! At last you've made our long-held dream come true! Oh, the joyful tears! They won't stop! I thought my tears had dried up long ago. There is nothing left for me to teach you. I'm certain now that you will save your sister Errol and bring her home to Outset. So this is a move that's really not great to use in practical situations, except when dealing with swarms of small enemies. There's also a slight recoil time afterwards where you get stunned for a few brief seconds after you use it, so keep that in mind as well. If you can, sometimes it's beneficial to crash into a wall after you're done using the attack. That way it cancels out the stun time, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, ever since our endeavor at Fire Mountain, we can now lift and throw incredibly heavy things. Now, you don't want to piss this pig off, trust me. But you can pick it up and toss it around, and you actually need to for a certain side quest, which is optional. And it's... I don't know if side quests are the right thing to call it. Usually side quests involve a few more steps than this, so I guess this is just a short optional thing you can do. So we're going to be throwing it across the bridge, and because of the way that I've unfortunately planned out the times for these episodes, probably after we throw it to the other side of the bridge, there's going to be a weird, awkward cut for the start of the next episode. So I guess, until then, we'll be holding this giant pig. So, see you next episode.